Ang TNC po ay nakikiisa sa sambayan ng Pilipino para sa isang mapayapang bagong Pasko.
Ang bagong Pasko ay simbolo ng bagong pag-asa. Ito ay isang pagkakataon upang ating mapagnilayan ang mga kaganapan sa ating buhay.
Ang diwa ng bagong Pasko ay hindi mararamdaman sa mga palamuti o karangyaan sa ating kapaligiran, kundi sa alab ng pag-ibig sa ating mga dibdib.
Lahat tayo ay nakaranas ng hirap nitong taon na to. Dahil sa pandemya, nawalan tayo ng oportunidad. Kahit na anong mangyari, pinipilit pa din natin makapagbigay ng saya sa iba. Yan ang diwa ng bagong Pasko.
Para sa akin, ang bagong Pasko ay hindi concerned sa handaan o sa mga regalo. Sharing, giving, taking care of each other. Sana simula ngayong bagong Pasko, ganun na lahat tayo.
Maraming salamat po sa new channel, Maligayang Pasko.
Christmas is always a reminder to have an attitude of gratitude. And that means sharing the love and appreciating everything that matters to you.
Christmas is a celebration of life.
And let us all be grateful that we are enjoying God's gift of life.
Ang bagong Pasko ay simple at payak, nakasentro sa ating pamilya at sa ating Panginoon.
I want to remind everyone that we should treasure the connection that we have. We have our friends, our family, and of course, Jesus Christ.
Para sa akin, ang diwa ng Pasko hindi nagbabago kahit kailan. Ito ay panahon ng pagmamahalan, pag-iibigan. Walang makakatalo sa pagmamahal na binigay sa atin ng Panginoon.
Maraming salamat po, The New Channel, Maligayang Pasko.
Ang tunay na diwa ng bagong Pasko ay hindi lang paghahangad ng mga regalo o mga bagong bagay. Ito ay ang pagpapahalaga sa mga bagay na meron na tayo at ang matutunang ibahagi ito sa mga nangangailangan.
Maraming salamat po, The New Channel.
Dapat din natin tandaan ang totoong diwa ng Pasko, si Kristo Jesus. Noon, ngayon, at magpakailanman.
Ang bagong Pasko para kanako, dili ang masigarbong pagsaulog, kundi ang pag-ambit o ginabang sa mga taong mas nanginahanglan ng panahon sa pandemya.
Ang diwa ng bagong Pasko ay ang pag-iingat sa ating mga sarili, pagiging ligtas sa kapamakan, at pagpapabuti sa ating kalusugan.
Maraming salamat po, The New Channel, Maligayang Pasko.
Maraming salamat, The New Channel, Maligayang Pasko.
Ngayong bagong Pasko, isabuhay natin at maging saksi sa kaganapan sa Belen.
What does the new Christmas mean to me? It means reconnecting. Reconnecting with the people you love, the people you care about, the people you have not spoken with in a long time, that always made you happy.
We should never forget, Christ is still the reason for the season.
The new Christmas for us is focusing on the basic unit of society, which is your family, and virtual togetherness with friends and relatives.
And of course, sharing your blessings to others in need.
Celebrate Christmas with full of gratitude.
Ang Pasko ay tungkol sa pagmamahal mo sa pamilya mo at pagiging mabuti sa kapwa.
Christmas is the season of giving, but you cannot give if your hands are closed. So open your hands and your hearts and give. In your open hands, we receive so much more.
Christmas is the season of giving. It is best spent with our families. But let us not also forget that this is the celebration of the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Para sa akin, ang diwa ng bagong Pasko ay ang pagkakaroon ng mas madaming oras para sa ating mga pamilya.
Maraming salamat, The New Channel, Maligayang Pasko.
Christmas is always about sharing and caring, loving ourselves, and loving others.
Ang bagong Pasko para sa akin, malayo man tayo sa isa't isa, ang pagmamahal ay atin pa rin maipadarama. Maligayang Pasko po at manigong bagong taon sa inyong lahat.
sa labi mo'y nagalaw na ang iyong tuwa at saya, napalitan ng kaba. Itado ay pag-asa pa. Ang hamon na panahon ngayon, tayo'y pinaglayo ng pagkakataon. Ngunit ikaw nag-iisa, huwag ka nang mangangamba. May kasama ka kahit nasan ka pa. Malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may kitingin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y malilinig. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa na bagong Pasko. Sa tuwing mo ang bagong umaga, sa pagkakatapay bumangon ka. Sa Paskong darating, pangarap ay tuloy pa rin. Kapayapaan ang maghahari sa atin. Malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may ngitirin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magnininig. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa na bagong Pasko. Kahit na magkalayo, ikaw ang lagi nasa puso. Kahit nasaan ka pa, tama pa rin ang pagsinta. Ang pagsinta, malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may ngitirin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magnihinig. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa na malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may ngitirin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magnihinig. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa na bagong Pasko. Pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa na bagong Pasko.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, marahay na hapon. Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you and the new Christmas. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, the HR Hotline. Welcome back to the HR Hotline. This is a wonderful day. First, I would like to greet those people who are now watching us. Jairo Mazuda, congratulations. Jairo is a trustee-elect of the Philippine Society for Talent Development. Jairo, I will handhold you to be actually contributing not only for the association, but for the learning community. Jairo is a CESO. It's a CESO. That's CSB. I would like also to greet Grace Moniz De Sena. Grace, I was waiting for you to join us last Thursday. We had a wonderful time last Thursday. It's Thursdays are what you call consultation, the hotline, and the job fair. But anyway, you love the song earlier. It's composed by Lloyd Luna. You know, the Lloyd is the new Jose Rizal. He writes, he talks, he composes. He's an organizer. But most of all, which other young leaders I know, some of them just claim it. Lloyd is humble. With all the competencies that he has, I've known him for quite some time, as early as 2003. But Lloyd hasn't changed, and very humble. And he sticks seek the wisdom of the old, and which is me. So the one, Grace, the one who composed that is Lloyd Luna. Lloyd Luna. And also, I would like to thank us, Maricor. Maricor is a friend, dear friend of mine. We are both Marian devotee. Maricor, you were asking me what I was doing earlier. I was preparing, not preparing for the show. Maricor, I was preparing for the plants that I will bring to Malate. You know that, Maricor. I am what you call the father butler. Not the mother butler. The father butler. I bring plants. And come February 14, I will again be tasked to put the Christmas decoration for the Simbang Gabi in Malati Church. So that is actually, I should not be telling you this. It should be something that is very personal, that I got it from my Lola, who is a catechist, and my grandmother. I call the father said, and Lola. My dad grew up in a barrio. Then my mother's side, they stayed in the city. So it's Lola and Grandma. Anyway, my grandma is a music teacher. I was still a kid. I used to accompany her as an organist in two churches in Legazpi. One of which is the St. Jude, which is a Chinese. Is a church actually catering for the Chinese community. And here comes Jesse, the little boy. I am so makulit. And my lolo was playing all. So I can still remember the thing that she will convince me to join her was we will eat pancit after the mass. That's it. Maybe that's where I got my pension, my devotion to really serve in that. So who else are here? Grace, Maricor, then Julia. Julia, thank you for the guest. It should be Julia who should be here. But she told me, I will give you somebody. And you know, I already talked with our guest. And he's a very loving, very passionate, my Diyos mio. So you can see if heaven really loves you, it falls into place. This is the time that you really have to gather all your strength. Some people tell me, because of my being strict, because I follow ethics, I am negative. I am not. I am the most positive person that I know because I teach emotional intelligence. So I can discern people who are fake. Now, why am I telling you this? Because it is surfacing now. Now that we're having the pandemic, a lot of fake people, and I call them garbage, trying to claim on things which are not. But I understand them. That's the result of the pandemic. The positivity and the possibility is to trying to put up a front. So this is the topic for today. Mental health. We're going to ask simply from our guest, what are the tips? I know I can understand. I've been to a lot of webinars and I can understand the people I'm dealing with. Those who are in the hour, alternative work arrangement, which is the irony. The time that you are in the face-to-face, you would like to go home. The time that you would like to go home, you would like to go back. I've been telling one government agency for them to follow the work from home. They were not listening to me because they still are not in the growth mindset. So they keep on going to the office. Now they're on a lockdown. They are on a lockdown. So I told my friend, be very careful because there are still death. And comes now the mental health and comes the physical. So I'm going to ask our guest, the mental and the physical. Only two things. And what are the manifestations? This is what I was telling you earlier. Some claims, some fakeness, that is mental health. And you can see it in the social media. And again, also the physical. Not the washing, not the PPE, but how you're going to strengthen your immune system. So we're just going to make it light. But I've told you very deep. And from the 7 months, I can already glean it. I can already see it. What I claim is that I'm already 64. Maybe I can have some wisdom already. Maybe I can have that sense to see if somebody is having some trouble. So let us ask the doctor, because I'm not an MD. I'm a quack doctor as regards to that. So, but this is, well, I when I took my college, undergraduate, it was major in management. At the time, they were required to have two majors, and then the minor was actually psychology, which is why I'm in HR. So these are all Zudu. So let me now introduce. Oh, by the way, before I introduce, so what do I do? If you ask me that I am a person of positivity and possibility. One, my spirituality. Would you believe that I include Inang Bayan in my rosary every night? I include all the people that have been gone here in this community of mine. Mr. Vico, even Tess of PMAP. She's including in my eternal restaurant unto her, oh Lord. And then going to Malate, devotion. That is why mind is balanced, spirituality. The other one is my creativity, mind. You should see my decor. I will picture it and show it to Grace and to Maricor. All the flower arrangements, all the Christmas tree with all my angels. I commission all my angels to be in the Christmas tree. To balance mental and my physical, I garden. I go back and forth. Thank to Asia. Because there was a time I was asking my adopted son, Berlo, help me. I cannot even already move. I was so tired replanting. So spirituality, mental, and physical. And that one of the heart. My mom just had this 94th birthday. I cried, she cried. Then my family here. I'm ahead of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. I created my own family. Jove and Berlo. Both are married. So somebody takes care of me. And I have friends. Family, nako. I just don't know if the general is already, what do you call this? Jealous. Morning, noon, afternoon, and night, we call each other for little things, from the plants to the decor to the color. Then, of course, my dogs. And then I talk to them on Sarah. So this is what I say. How will you survive this lockdown? Spiritually, this is COVID. Spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. So I've mentioned a lot. Let us now go to our invited guest. He's a graduate of UE, undergrad, but he is a doctor, studied in Cebu Doctors College. I asked him earlier, are you from Cebu? No, he's from Butuan. Then I asked him, are you an Adventist? Because I knew that in your profile, you joined the medical surgical mission somewhere. Because I was mentioning, by the way, I would like to dedicate this episode to my niece, who is a doctor, Haya. Then, no, I'm a Baptist. Then I asked him, what do you do now? Because you're the advisory member of the American Export North Bethesda. I don't know if I pronounce it well. He's a medical doctor that is not here. He's actually in the US of A. And I love where he is now. It's Bowling Green, Kentucky. You know, my poor ignoramus mind, if you mention Kentucky, there is only one thing that is in my mind. The Colonel with his chicken. That is one. Oh, I miss that. If anybody of you really loves me, can you? I know how to call Jollibee. You know, I'm 64. I claim to be digital, but there is something still that I should do. I cannot really call KFC. I don't know. They have to add at 3, at 2, at 9, I don't know. But I miss it. There was a time we went to Sukat, and I was telling Berlo was driving. I cannot drive because I don't want to be caught because I am a senior citizen. So I told him, Noy, I would like to have KFC. You know what is his answer? That is not KFC. That's Tapa. Oh my God, really old. Anyway, going back to our invited guest. He's a board of director of Biogenus LLC in Utah, USA, although he's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, a very charming person. Do not show you first. He is one, I told him, you are one of the gift of the Philippines to the US of A. He went to the US in 1983. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dr. Eduardo de Los Reyes.
Hi, Jess. Thank you for thank you very much for the kind words that you have done. I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you for having me here. I'll thank Julia for really letting me into this one, and of course Maricor and PMAP, of course, for bringing me over as a guest to your program or to your forum. And this is the first time I do this kind of things, and I am very glad and took this opportunity to have this kind of experience in this kind of program. But thank you for having me. I'm humbled.
We are catching up with technology, Dr. Ed. And you know, I was just trying to compute 1983, 1970. I think we are of the same age. We are seniors.
About 2 years older than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing, let's discuss first personal thing. I read that you are in your profile. That's why I asked if you were an Adventist. What are this that you were doing before? Can you tell us? Can you share with us? Because you are in the States and you are coming here. What were all of this?
Okay. In 2017, I retired as a full-time physician, and then I was given the privilege to be a medical missionary to the Philippines and also to Guatemala. And so with Guatemala, we joined the group advancing the ministries of the gospel. And then here in the Philippines, we joined the Hope for Tomorrow that partnered with Manila Adventist Hospital. And then we come here every year and we stay here about 4 to 6 months. And then I'm not here, there. We go there. I'm sorry, I'm confused on where I am. But yes, and that's how my association with Manila Adventist Hospital.
But you know, you should be confused because the way I look at you now, even your background, your China cabinet, it's very Filipino. Now tell us about your family. Tell us about your family so that they will know and they will be really amazed. Your family, the one that you told me earlier. Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm married to my better half, of course, and that is a literal meaning of a better half. She's pretty and beautiful, and she's from Bohol, and so she's from the Philippines. Also, we have been blessed with 4 kids. My oldest lives in Taiwan, and with 2 of my grandkids, and they just came here for a visa reconstruction or visa reapproval. And they're back in Taiwan now. My second one is also married, lives in Dallas, Texas. And my third one is also married with 3 of my grandkids in there. They live in China, but presently they are here because the visas, American visas for China, are on hold. And then my last one is single, and he's with us here. And all of them are working full time and in different ministries. And 2 of my kids are missionaries, the one that works abroad. And then my son that's with me is a ministry, a music ministry leader in one of the local church.
But you are not a pastor, pardon interjecting, but you are not a pastor in the Baptist church that you are in.
No, I'm not. I'm just a
So
medical.
you're just a volunteer. Now tell us yourself. So all of the in the family are wonderful, or in the in your ministry, what do you call this? You're good as far as your contribution to the spiritual wellness of the places that you go. Now, how is Kentucky? Tell us. We are eager to know. How are you there?
Oh yeah, in '83 I migrated to the U.S. and I started working in Washington D.C. and we were there up to 2005. So I work in D.C., I work in Maryland, and I work in Virginia, and I have a praying practice there. At the same time, I do anesthesia in the University Hospital in Washington D.C. In 2005, I moved to Kentucky in the hope of slowing down, but it did not really slow down. We were doing more cases. I was brought in to start the pain clinic here, and then from 6 cases a day, we built it to 40 cases a day. So that was a great achievement. And Kentucky is a slow pace city, as a slow pace state as compared to the Metro Washington D.C. area, and it's fast paced and
Are you still practicing your medicine?
yes, I retired, and just 3 weeks ago, I came back to help out with the group. The problem that we have here in the U.S., and I think if not only the U.S. but all over the world, is the shortage of healthcare people, workers. Most of the physicians really don't retire, but unfortunately, because of the COVID pandemic, those that are retirable had just decided to retire because of worries and anxiety of what this virus can do to them. With that, and then of course those who are actively practicing in the front lines, they get sick, they get out of the work for about 2 weeks at a time, and that makes the shortage. So we retired, and then I feel the need of the thing, and I'm a sucker for those people that needs me, and I'm there to help. So that's why I'm back. And then after 3 years of being away from the clinical stuff, I'm back again, just be in the saddle and trying to help out.
Okay, okay. So let us go. Before we have the break, let me ask you just 2 questions so that we can start. So you're back, and you told us about what is happening in Kentucky. So can you share with us what are the tips that we can do now? We have heard a lot, but I would like it coming from you. What are the tips that we should do for those who are actually in isolation or working from home on their mental health? I'm talking about their mental health. Then the other way, after that, can you please also share with us what are the things that they should do to strengthen their immune system? Of course, we know everybody is taking care of washing and all the PPE. So only 2 things, Dr. Ed. One is for the mental health, and what can you tell us some tips on that? And the other way is how we can improve and strengthen our immune system with all this care for our safety. Please share.
Thank you. That's very appropriate question. And in fact, with COVID unrest, it's really have affected us all, not just here in our certain countries, but all over the world. And one of the greatest complications, really, that this pandemic has caused is in the mental health problems. And why is that? Primarily because for prevention-wise, we are placed in social isolation, of course, just to prevent the physical transmission of this virus. But we are humans, though. The good Lord has created us to be sociable. The good Lord's first commandment is to love him, and his second commandment is to love your neighbors the way you love yourself. And with that social interaction is always needed. And of course, at this very time, we are deprived of that primary function that we have. And so that causes an outbalance of our emotions. So that can cause anxiety, and that can cause even and lead into depression. Other things with this pandemic that would have an effect on the mental health is that losses of loved ones that died with the COVID things, losses of physical losses that we have, like financial security is gone, jobs are gone, and that causes anxiety, and that causes really a great effect on uh, on uh, on your mental health. And then for us in the healthcare realms, we're not only are affected with the mental health issues, we're also really affected in the terms of being burnt out. Most of the healthcare workers are really burnt out, having to work a lot of hours to be able to care for patients. And I think the only thing that's to our advantage is we are distracted on the negativity of things, and then what could have eventually turned into a mental health issue is that we are being focused and refocused in just caring for patients. That's why we forget the negativity of things, because we are here and we do things to help out our fellow men with in terms of this COVID pandemic. So how can we do a lot of things? It's good to be back socially, hook up with meetings like this, online, and really connect with people. And when you connect on people, if you think that you are depressed, if you think that you're anxious, open up, talk to somebody, because it's hard to get somebody now with social distancing, with a mask over your face, and your facial expressions cannot be seen. So you have to speak out, and to order that you are able to pour out your desires and your effect on mental illness. And before pre-COVID, 1:4 is affected with depression. Now it has increased to 1:3. So that is pretty significant, and I assume that's just U.S. statistics. But I can,
Dr. Ed,
yes,
was my pseudo psychology statement earlier is correct? So how can you discern if, say, people are getting fake, people are claiming the social media that who they are, but it's actually something that is not true? Is that a manifestation that leading to something that you are there is a mental health concern? Is
yeah,
that correct?
it activates already patients that already has mental issues. These are pre-existing conditions, and then but it has affected a lot of first-time people undergoing mental health issues. And so, what for those who have mental issues in the past, it can be reactivated. That's why you could hear people talking differently, having this ideation of ideas is different, and you could hear them say that, and this is just an exacerbation of their pre-existing conditions because of social isolation, ergo loneliness, and that,
Yeah.
yes, and that could trigger it.
That is true. That confirms my suspicion. Now tell us, very, very wonderful. We call it, can you still understand the dialect? We call that bitin. But we only have around 45 minutes. Can we go, before we have our break, can we go now to the other side? Of course, it's not the physical. Okay. How can we be sure that we are safe physically?
Okay, basically, and it's just prevention of COVID-19. And one of the anxieties that we have is there are still a lot of unknowns with this virus. But one thing for sure is that we know how to prevent it, and wearing masks is the thing to do, and then washing hands is the thing to do, and then but. Even with that, it's not a 100% proof. Virus can still come into you, and so your defenses in your body would be the key. Your immune system. The good Lord has created us with an immune system that's going to protect us. But because of the way we take care of our bodies, we abuse it, we do a lot of things to it, and then this causes our immune system to back down. And it's not well protected to do that. So what can you do to boost your immune system? Is one thing that you could do is, of course, help is eat healthy, and choose your foods that you eat, And then nutrition is the key to our bodies to make our systems work better. And number two is exercise is going to be a key, because the nutrition that you are eating, and whether you want it delivered as fast as it could, in that way, this increase in blood flow can harvest the toxins from the cells, can harvest the waste product from the cells, and eliminate it to the kidneys and to the liver, and also can deliver the new nutrients that you're eating and the oxygen that you needed, that each cell is needed, and give it back to them. So other things that you could do is the building blocks, is what I call vitamin, minerals, antioxidants. These are all building blocks of the cells to make your cells function much better. But key and foundational to all of this is that the good Lord also has created redox signaling molecules. And what is redox signaling molecules? It is really the one that would align all the gene pathways, especially the gene pathways of your immune system, to strengthen it and to function it the way it should be functioning, the way the Lord has created it. Just like each gene pathways, you have trillions of cells assigned for its functionality. Immune system is to defend us. So you have the building blocks, you have the vitamins, you have the omega-3s really that boost your immune system to take in, and all the supplements you're taking in. But it's not going to be good if there is no cell signaling that would put all these building blocks into its proper place.
Okay. Dr. Ed, you tell us that after the break, so that you will be you have time to really now. But before we do that, before you tell us, explain to us what is that, the signaling molecules or redox. You know, I am taking serpentina. I don't know if you know that. You're still a Filipino. The serpentina, that's the leaf. Then of course the luya, ginger. Then we call it insulin plant because I am diabetic. Now lately, Maricor and Julia introduced me to this. I take a lot of supplements. I take a lot of vitamins because I'm 64. One thing that correct me if my claim is true. For the past week, I was doing webinars. Family knows that. Morning and afternoon. And I know you can hear it, how passionate I am using my voice. After 3 days, in the past, I lose my voice. But this time, it was already a Thursday. I can still have this voice. And I was thinking, what is it that I am taking that my voice is still intact after 3 continuous blabbing? Up to yesterday, I was having a webinar. Then it is this one that I am taking. Tell me if this is true. Maybe I'm just it's something that I'm claiming. Maybe I'm having some mental health that I'm claiming something. But tell me if this is true, that up to now I can still talk with you.
Yes, absolutely. You're not crazy. That is exactly what redox signaling molecule would do. One of the main actions that he has is it's protective to the normal cells, and the second, it can detect any abnormal cells and will repair and replenish abnormal cells. And in all these repair mechanisms, it increases blood flow to the affected area. So if you stress your vocal cords, if you stress your mouth by talking and everything, there's going to be a lot of stress to that area. There's going to be a lot of inflammation. That's why you lose your voice. You have laryngitis and it clumps up. But you have this molecules that you're drinking, and you pass it on, and the way it's going to be taken, especially with that kind, is you gargle it, you swirl and swallow, and then that would be directly affecting your vocal cords in the area. And then you might cough a little bit with that one, but it's good.
I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, and then what it does on direct contact is it increases the blood flow, thereby rediverting the edema that is in there because of inflammation, and it decreases inflammation. That's why you did not exhaust your voice. You're still talking even on a daily talks like this, and you're talking for hours. So it's a good preventive thing. I just came from a 2-hour presentation also before coming here, and I still
Yeah.
have a voice. And normally I
Teka
also
muna. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. You tell us after the break.
I
You
will.
think it can also help my diabetes? I am a type 2 diabetes. Tell us. Yun lang, very personal ito. Okay, direct, can we have the break first? I thank you, Doctor. Wonderful conversation with Dr.
Thank
A.
you, Jess.
Can we have the break? Director Marvin, can we have the poster so that you can do it quickly so that we can have Dr. Ed as quickly as also possible? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the various TNC shows from the big picture down to one day. What I advise to you is to log into the new channel and you can see us. HR Hotline has even a playlist already because I'm on my fourth season. Various. That one of Lisa Makua, I invited the Secretary of Labor. Maricor is a guest also. So I invite you to try and see this alternative. Okay, Derek, thank you very much. So let's have Dr. Ed again. I am excited. I am again hyper. Dr. Ed, can you tell us now those redox signaling molecules? In our business case is my type 2 diabetes and my voice. Second. Go, please.
Good. Before I get started, let me just clarify a disclaimer that ASEA is not intended to diagnose or to treat any medical conditions. We are, right from the start, I would like to say that we are a food supplement and we don't make claims that we are a treatment for this and that. But we have a double-blind study that shows that that affects the gene pathway for hormonal balance by 20 to 31%. That's why it works well with diabetes. And of course, EGR1, which is the one that is affected by this gene pathway studies, would stimulate also 15 other pathways, and including in that one is insulin sensitivity and insulin secretions. So insulin is part of the hormonal modulations that can be affected. And so for diabetes, the reason why why we have high blood sugar, because our insulin, which normally metabolizes carbohydrates and sugar, is not functioning well. So if you supplement with yourself with redox signaling molecule, it will allow your body to work the way our good Lord again has designed it to be. So there are abnormal cells in your pancreas that alters the functionality of insulin secretion. That these molecules will be detected, and these molecules would signal to the surrounding adjacent normal cells to repair, and if cannot be repaired, replenish the abnormal cells surrounding the pancreatic cells. So that's just what it is. Now, my advice: I like diabetics because they always monitor their blood sugar on a daily basis, and so you could see your improvement. You could see how your sugars is going to be responding, and then so that would be allowing you now to decrease your maintenance dosing for whatever medications you're on. If you're on insulin, if you're on oral hypoglycemics, then you could actually taper that down once you start introducing redox signaling molecules into your system. And redox signaling molecules, it does not have any metabolites. It does not cause any adverse effect. So,
Dr. Ed, you mentioned about repair. So signaling, it focuses on one of the thing that has to be repaired. So this is also good for cancer, and also tell us how 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 can we use that also to strengthen our immunity for COVID. Two things. Okay, first one with cancer first.
okay. Again, and cancer, I'm not trying to exclude, and I'm again doing the disclaimer that we are not a treatment for anything, but this is how the redox molecules would really revive your own cells, because you have your own immune system that's gonna take care of it. The good Lord has designed us to do that, and then and the good Lord has equipped us to repair ourselves. But because of the abuses that we do to our bodies, and because of our age and stress, this mechanism cannot function well. So what we're trying to do is just to supplement this redox signaling molecules that are normally produced in the mitochondrium. And this is a clinical breakthrough, because for the first time in history, and this is compared to the discovery of DNA and penicillin, that redox signaling molecules that are produced in the mitochondrium are now being produced outside of the body. The mitochondrium produces it in seconds, but the ASEA produces it in 3.5 days in 27-step process. But so with this one, an introduction to you, and making your system to work better. Now your own cells, it's not ASEA, it's not the thing, because we are not a treatment at all to anything, but we have your own body to function the way it should function, that it can signal to the normal cells, which the good Lord has designed to actually repair the abnormal cells in their surrounding areas adjacent to them. So that's how our body would repair itself, that by just that affinity, it will signal and it will detect the abnormal cells, and the normal cells now will try to repair this one. And if it cannot be repaired, it will replenish it. And that's how the mechanism is. So ASEA is a supplement that will make your body heal yourself.
Pardon my ignoramus statement. I'm listening to you as a barrio boy. So it is just like taking the landan. Can you still recall what the landan means? For your vitamin C? Taking the greenery of the north, the alugbati, the saluyot, and everything. Kung sasabihin, sabi ng mami ko, if you have a little bit of cancerous, or taking what do you call it? If you have what do you call that when you have colds? The oregano, di ba? And then if you have cough, yung neighbor ko, they will pick up all the, I don't know if it is the avocado or the the santon leaves, and then they asked me to drink it. Is that a layman's understanding of the redox molecules? Is that?
There's a little bit of difference. What you're telling me are all building blocks. Yeah, it's good. It's the same thing. These are all building blocks. It is necessary for the functionality of our bodies. But what redox signaling molecules really is, they are the drill sergeants of your cells. They are the one that's going to tell your cells, hey, why are you not?
Oh.
Why are you out of formation? You better come to information in that way. This whole troop, this whole battalion of cells that is in charge for the immune system gene pathway is going to be able to function much, much better. So that's how cell signaling would be. And then the building blocks, of course, are the vitamins and the minerals that you take, and those are necessary. But without the cell signaling, all those interactions of cells is not going to be able to do its work properly. It is
There in our chat box, Maricor Militante is giving a testimony that it is the third miraculous life that she has because of taking that. Well, allow me to read. Yes, as yes, God's gracious in sustaining my third miraculous life. I'm back to the feet of health, doing cycling. Sigurado ka talaga nito. Being a survivor of fractured brain, aneurysm. Ay naku, yung brother ko namatay sa aneurysm. And fourth stage endometrial cancer. Thanks for the God-sent, super brilliant, wisdom-filled, loving, compassionate Gene Onko. With God's graces and miracle, thanks to God. Yeah. So you're telling us, actually, the function is to signal everything. So para bang, I eat a lot of course, I follow your advice. Apples. Nag-a-apple ako rito, ha. I mean, Paranaque, nag-a-apple ako. I take apple, I take banana, everything, because I'm scared of this pandemic. So that means, even if I take that, kung walang nagsisignal, wala rin. Ganun ba yun?
Yes, and that's really true. If you can allow me to share my own personal experience, and why I'm into this one. I'm a medical practitioner, and now I'm kind of telling you, it's all started because of my own personal experience. So way back in 2015, I had a condition. It's a back discomfort, and it was severe enough that needed really to be fixed. The procedure was done. I went to one of the top-notch surgeons, and he has a 90% success rate. Unfortunately, it failed. And so my specialty is in chronic pain management. And then I was given all the medications that I write for 30 years. I was given 5 medications after the procedure that was done to me. I was disabled. I could not walk. I was using a walker to do that. I was told I could no longer work, but I insisted on working. I changed the modalities of my practice. I dropped my pain practice because it allows me, I have to wear a 20-pound jacket to do the procedures. So I dropped that one. I was onto supervising only. And unfortunately, even with the 5 medications, I could not sleep at night because this discomfort in my back wakes me up every hour. And so I was miserable. I was fatigued. And I was offered a second procedure to be done in my back. I always refused that one until over a year. I just agreed in it because I was already discouraged and frustrated. But at that time also, I was introduced to this redox signaling molecules, and I really didn't believe in it. I really don't want it, but because it was my brother-in-law that introduced it, out of respect,
you have to believe in your brother-in-law.
Well, I get in trouble with my wife, and so I drank it, and to my surprise, in just a week's time, exactly 5 days. For the first time in 14 months, I was able to sleep well. And then after that, it follows that the pain level that I have, the discomfort that I have, has improved on a daily basis. That gradually I was able to cancel my 5 medications. I was able also to really get rid of my walker. And that was a great surprise for me. And then I was already scheduled for a second procedure, and I was even able to cancel that one. But I did not give uh, Redox or ASEA a credit for this one. I was a skeptical.
Doctor, yeah. Sorry. Please continue. You're
Now,
skeptical.
yeah, I was skeptical and really said, it's just a placebo effect. Until I let my mom use it. My mom has a brain issue, and 4 years into it, unable to speak, unable to talk, and everything. And then I asked her, okay, I said, hey, can you just give mom this one? Because you know what? It did something to me. Maybe it will do something to her. In 2 weeks' time, after she was taking it, her speech came back. That baffled me. That surprised me. I could never
Ay,
explain
nako.
in my yeah.
Ay, nako, Dr. Ed, you can include me now. I told you earlier, my voice is still intact.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you mentioned earlier, that's why I reacted earlier. Sleep. You know, Femery knows that, my friend, and Obet knows that I sleep very, very early in the morning. Because, you know, when you're getting old, you are not so physical. So, you sometimes you only the body is not really tired, so sometimes you are awake even if you are in bed. But you know, after taking this, I sleep like a baby.
Wow. Exactly, correct. And that is just my thing with it. And that confused me. I don't have an explanation in my own traditional medical knowledge. I did my own research. I was able to be led into the medical atomic physicist, Dr. Gary Samuelson, who did the studies of this one, who stabilized the redox molecules. Give me all the studies that they have for 17 years. Actually, now it's already 27 years, and told me about it. And of course, all those are closed because they decided to have this as a supplement. And we are making an impact in people's lives, and not just me, but my mom, my wife, my granddaughter, and my brother-in-law. A lot of my friends and a lot of people has been as it's something that has not been discovered. This is the only in the world supplement of this type. Nothing else. Nothing. We are not a vitamin. We are not a mineral. We are not an essential oil. We are none of this. We are redox molecules that is just readily for this type of signaling function. And
Okay.
that is the breakthrough.
Okay. We'll have a break, and then after that, we'll have you'll get your parting message. But you know, before we go to the break, it is not that we are. I came from Inquirer, and I'm very, very what do you call this, particular on that. I am not actually on a PR or on a selling mode. This episode is just telling you, as I introduced, I am taking serpentina, I am taking insulin plant, I am taking Revicon, I am taking everything. This is just one ways to help. Two, one is your mental health, and the other one is your physical health. And then, of course, you are taking care of your of all the PPEs. But how will you strengthen your body? And this is, I think, what Dr. Ed is sharing with us. Am I right, Doctor? That aside from that, the vitamins, the apples, and then everything that I take, there should be something that I should take that should signal them. Oh, these are the wonders of nature. If you don't believe, it's okay. It's just like that, not embracing the technology that you have. So you wag ka. But there is technology that we have. Diba? I mean, we're discussing this. So you know. By the way, let's have the break first, and then can we have your parting message? Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you for the jazz.
Just Can we have Dr. Ed right away? Let us skip the job fair because we have dedicated day for that. That's a Thursday. I invite all those in the chat box now who are present. Join us on Thursday so that we can have an engagement. Anyway, so let's go back kagad kay Dr. Ed because of the time. Dr. Ed, this is really engaging. Kasi I have lots of friends who are texting me now. I have actually 3. Pero meron akong sasagutin kasi magagalit ito kung hindi natin sagutin. Can you still understand the dialect?
Oh, yes, I can.
Ay, okay. Si Femery, Diyos ko, kukurutin ako niyan. Hindi ako papadala niya ng ng pagkain kung hindi ako, nag-aayuda yan sa akin kung hindi mo sagutin ito. Ang tanong niya is, ask what that supplement for the back problem.
Okay.
Okay. The parting message.
Yes, okay. I'm talking the same thing. It's redox signaling molecules, and I drink it in the water form, and I also have the gel that I rub on my back, and that really is absorbed directly from the skin down into your aches and pains and discomforts, and that is pretty good. It does not have any smell. It doesn't have any coolness or warmness. It's just a gel. And then it's because it's just the molecules that's going to happen into and act onto it. So I got invited here to discuss about mental health, and I'm thankful Brother Jesse.
Dr. Ed, we're having some connectivity problem. Okay, can you repeat that statement?
Okay,
please.
So the one that I use on my back is the water to drink, and then of course the gel to rub. I rub it 3 times a day. And then it's just a dime size, and if it really hurts, I would do it 3 times in 5 minutes, and then after that, and then I would also do it 3 times a day, and it's pretty good, and it's not a secondary pain referring mechanism. It's not that, because it doesn't have a temperature change. It's not cold. It's not hot. It doesn't have a mentholated smell. It's just gel.
Anyway, I got it, and then I will just share it with my friends here. We're having some problems with Dr. Ed's connectivity because we are going to ask him his parting message. Can we fix that first? Dr. Ed, can you hear me now?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Can we now? Time runs so fast, and in our 5th season. I promise I will invite you, and let's talk more. Let's have some more topic. But what you do in the States? What can we miss that? We miss that. And again, you talk about diabetes. You talk about your back. Let's also talk of some other ailments wherein this supplement can also help. Okay. This is, the HR Hotline is also, we are helping those people working that they must have something to take, so that they are assured that they are healthy and what do you call that? They are up and about. Okay, so can we hear from you your parting message?
Okay, good, sir. I think I would like to address the mental health issue first because of secondary to COVID, and I like your focus on spirituality when you started the program, Brother Jess, and I truly appreciate that one. And then most people are into having mental issues because of their not so focused, and our trust is not into this world. That if this has been really shuffled around and everything, and most people that's the only thing that they look up. We don't trust in that. We trust in the Lord, and that's why that's one way to escape about mental issues. And then I'm thanking the Lord, of course, that He has created redox signaling molecules that is really preventive in the aspects of physical prevention, boosting our immune system, and that is available. My own personal experience and my wife is we have more than 60 hours of flight hours from January to March, and we went to Taiwan, we went to China, and we were in the Philippines in different islands in the Philippines, and we were protected. Every time we have a cold and things, we just nebulize this stuff, and we are our immune system is boosting. So thank you so much. This is not a thing. It is just making our bodies work much better the way the good Lord has created us. And thank you for your program, Brother Jess. And you always emphasize about spirituality, which is a key to all these things, and especially for mental issues. And I think I would impose into that one. There's a lot of clinical modalities that we do. There's emotional hotlines that right now that's available to anybody who has that kind of problem. But mental health is a real issue because of the pandemic. And then, but there's other modalities that you could prevent yourself from that one. Thank you for having me, TNC, and it's a great experience. And I would watch this one now. I have this is my first time to go, and I really enjoyed the show, Brother Jess, and thank you so much. And
You
yes,
gave your parting message, but I will break my rule. Can I ask a question? Are you not coming back? You are a gem doctor. And do you don't have plans to come back to the Philippines?
oh, hey, we have plans, and most of our ministries really.
Oh, great. Thank
Right, in
you.
the Philippines, we spent 4 to 6 months there, and in fact, we were scheduled to go back there this year because of COVID, because of things, and there's just a lot. The good Lord did not allow it yet. I was not able to sell my house, and then the travel was kind of suspended. Ministries was kind of suspended, so we're just at the mercy of what the Lord's timing and the Lord's provisions, and when He's gonna open. But our hearts is in the Philippines, no matter how long we were here, and do that. But there's a lot of things that we could do and share to our kababayans. Of the talents and the knowledge that we've acquired from here. It's a great country where we are staying, and but also our own country needs some of this knowledge and some of these things that we could do here. They have already taken 30 years of my life. I'm giving back to my own countrymen for what is left.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Ed
You're
de
very
los
welcome.
Ambutuan. If
Yeah.
you're, thank you, Julia Rubiles, for introducing me to Dr. Ed, to Brother Ed. I am most inspired. Thank you, Maricor. I promise you will be back. You will be back here. And then because we were not able to gather from you all the things that you have gained in your how many years of service to the community and to the Lord. So there goes, ladies and gentlemen. My conclusion is yes, we need right spirituality for our mental health. I am wondering again in my introduction why a lot of fakeness in the social media, why a lot of claims wherein I know, and why a lot of bitterness of trying to put an edge to another in what I teach, in what I know in psychology. This can be due to your mental health. You're trying to put a facade. So what is Dr. Ed telling us? Social. We have to talk, reach out to people. I was listening to him because we are in alternative work arrangement. We are on a lockdown. But of course, I think, I will add to that, you have to talk to the right people so that there will be, and there will be what you call balance. And what I shared is for your soul, spirituality, for your heart, have relationships, for your physical, garden and do some routine, and for your health. And what is the health? The supplements. Take vitamins, eat a lot. And if there is something new that can help you, science is helping us. From the tuub that I do, I did not ask Dr. Ed about that. I do tuub almost every week. To the alugbati, to the avocado leaves, to the serpentina. No, the ASEA, these are supplements. These are supplements. You take it so that we can, the vaccine is not yet there. So we have to have our immunity. And this is it. The pandemic tells us we should not, of course, succumb to the virus. So, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful day, wonderful Saturday. Take care of your mental health and try to discern and take care of your internal so that your system, what I mean, vulnerable. That is why I am so scared. I am diabetic, so I have to strengthen my immunity and all of us. So both strengthen physically and strengthen mentally. Thank you very much po. Ito si Jesse Rebustillo. Diyos mabalos po.